What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another day in Car Mechanic Simulator with me, the Virtual Mechanic, and today's project, the Autotutto Lavetino, or something along those lines anyway. It's the part of the electric car DLC, one of the very first DLCs to come out for Car Mechanic Simulator 2021. This one is a pretty sweet. I quite like it. It is obviously electric. I'm not the biggest fan of electric cars, but this one looks pretty cool. I'm going to call it the electric roadster from now on, rather than trying to pronounce that every time. But there we go. I got it from the auction house where I did get a little bit ripped off. I spent a bit more than I should have, 35,000 just over, buying it. And if I was to sell it now, I could only sell it for 32.3, losing out on 2,727, which isn't the end of the world. I'm sure we can make that up by the end of the video. It does come with the Proton ER engine, or motor. I believe this is the first time I've worked on this one. I'm not 100% on that one. But it does have 326 base horsepower, so this one should be quite a lot of fun. Let's just get in. There we go. There's a nice spot where we can get in and have a look. Now, I don't know much about this motor, so I can't say what can be replaced by performance parts yet or not. But I know that each of these individually can, so that's going to increase us up a little bit. No exhaust, so we've got nothing to increase that up on either. But this one, we are going to make it as powerful as we can for our little electric roadster. Hopefully it's going to be quite cool. I'm not sure if there's any liveries for it, so we'll check that when we head over to the paint shop later. But we're going to try and make this one look as cool as we possibly can. Even if I can just get like a racing stripe livery or something like that, it would be pretty sweet. But let's get this one started. Let's head over to the car wash and get rid of all of this horrible dust. Here we go then. With the electric roadster in the car wash, let's get it cleaned. Pretty confident this is white underneath here, as that's what colour it looks anyway. But yeah, not too bad, and it doesn't look in too bad condition. A lot of that looks like it's probably repairable, so I won't have to spend too much money buying parts. And let's get the interior sorted as well, get it on the lift, get that motor ripped out, and then work on tearing down this engine bay. I'll see you in a moment. I don't know much about this motor or this car, but one thing I do know for sure is it doesn't need the oil draining. Now, how are we going to rip this off? We need to get that gearbox out. Which makes... yeah, we're going to have to take out all of this from the engine bay as well. That's a bit of a shame. And also get these wheels and drive axles off. So let's get started. Let's get jumped in. I'll get these wheels off. I'll meet you back in just a moment. The cars are back on the ground. Now we need to get all of this out. So let's start from the top and start tearing it down. I have no idea what's going on with this, so I don't know where we need to go. That needs to come. Oh, I see that is physically attached to the gearbox. That's why that has to come out. And then that out. And then theoretically, hopefully nothing else should be stopping us taking out that gearbox. So we'll get the car back on the ground. I got stuck on the bumper there. No, we're on the ground. We want to go up in the air. Idiot. I know what I'm doing, honestly. And then hopefully we should be able to. Yes, now we should be able to tear out that gearbox. I'm sure I'll find some other things that have to come out before I can actually rip this motor out. But we will conquer that as we come to it. I know last time I had a few other bits I had to take out before. But let's give it a test now and see what happens. Back down on the ground. Let's grab the engine crane, or the motor crane as it should be called, and give this a go. Yes! Okay, so that does let me take it out. Nice and easy. Let's just click back in here and see what we've got. There is that motor all gone, and now we've just got the suspension. Let's grab the battery out while I'm here. Let's head over to the front and see what we've got down this end. Very compressed springs on that one. Normally you see that more on mods than you do on the base game cars, or it is a DLC car, I suppose. But, so we got lots of liquids we need to drain out, so we need to drain those. We've got a fuse box, a radiator, an ECU, and then the ABS pump and module. That looks like it. Batteries from underneath the car later on. That looks about it. So let's drain these out. Drain tool, additional tools, a drain tool, and then click and hold. I'll see you back here in just a moment, and we'll get all of this stripped out. That's all the liquids drained, and let's start ripping some of these out. Let's get these reservoirs out first. Then that brake module. We'll get off this ABS pump and module here. Out you come. Nice and easy. And then there's the pump. Get out the radiator fan and housing, and then the radiator. And then, oh, we will grab that ECU, so I don't forget that. Nice and easy. We'll get the lid of this fuse box off. Not too bad in there. Quite an easy one to sort out, so we'll come back to that one in a minute. But let's check out the suspension on this. First of all, we'll get this front wheel off. We'll take a look. I'll get it all stripped off camera before we go and tear down that motor, but I just want to try and see what's missing. So we've got the sway bar end links. We've got the wheel hubs, the center caps at the front. inner and outer tie rods. The wheels were all on, so this is a good sign. Let's just check the other side and see what we've got. Off you come, wheel. Out you go. Yeah, hubcap on there, inner and outer tie rod, sway bar end link, and the bearing. And we do have all of the bushings, so that's a good sign. Let's check down the end and see what we've got. Double wishbone, single shock at the rear. You don't see that very often. With the hubcap, we know it's got a drive axle because I pulled that one out a minute ago. But again, this all looks here. It's all looking pretty good. Nice and easy. So I'm going to get this fuse box stripped out. I'll get all the suspension stripped off, and then we'll go tear down that lovely little electric motor. I'll see you in the engine room in a moment. That is everything stripped off the little roadster. Very bare bones looking. There is absolutely nothing left in this. Completely empty, apart from this bodywork, which we will come back and sort out in just a little while. First off, though, let's throw this battery on charge. On you go. And then let's get this little electric motor stripped down. You'll probably be here for all of this because they aren't very big. And I'll be honest, I think this is my first time playing with it, so let's figure this one out together. So we've got that first casing and then a lot of screws on this one, or bolts. Let's get all of these off and continue with the teardown. Off you come. Come on. One more in there. Nice and rusty one. So let's that piece off as well. Then what do we need? The rotor in the middle, and you come. Then the stator. Then we need to go up by the looks of that. So let's get the controller cover off. Off you come. A couple of rusty bolts on that one. I have no idea what can be replaced by performance parts on this one, so I'm going to have the joy of figuring all that out in a minute. Then we got the junction box. What have we got? The converter. There's all of this stuff that needs to come out. The link capacitor. Not like the flux capacitor. We need to get that piece out. The charging rectifier, was that? Bizarre. Then this piece, out you come. Is that all of that? Then we need some cables. Cable B out. We'll take cable A out while we're here, and then we can get the power electronics controller off of there, along with the bracket support. One rusty bolt on that one. Nice and easy to get you out. The charger, that just comes out nice and simple. What else have we got down here? The AC compressor, because you've got to have air compressor, let's be honest. And then the central housing, and that is that engine completely stripped, or motor, again, should I say, completely stripped down. I'm going to go repair all the suspension parts I can repair, and then see which parts of this motor can be made into performance parts. I'll see you all back here in just a little while. Everything is aboard and replaced or repaired, depending on what was needed. Now we've got to strip this beautiful body from our little electric roadster. So let's just jump in. I don't really know much about this, although I do know that this is a very simple one to do, as most of the DLC cars are, because they don't have an abundance of parts that you need to strip out and, you know, change multiple different options for things. That is nice and simple. And is that seriously it, though? I didn't even get a chance to finish my rambling. That can't be it, surely. I must have missed something. 2%, so I've definitely missed something. The rear window. I didn't even see a rear window. There we go. Out you come. And that should be all of it. Everything out on there. And then down to 1%. Bit bizarre, very small. I'll just quickly show you the shop for this one. I'm in the electronics shop. So there's no body tuning parts for this one. And obviously it's not a mod, so none of the fresh import goods. It's only the body workstation, the Autotutto Lavetino, probably the last time I'll say that. And it is just them. There's only one piece to go for each part. So I'm going to go and get this frame sorted out. But once I've got the frame sorted, I'm going to go and repair what I can and buy what I need to replace it. And then we'll head over to the paint shop. So what was it, 36,000 for this car, roughly? So I reckon 1,500, 1,100. Not far off, though, and not far off at all. We'll get this done, get it, all the parts repaired, get it all back together, and then I'll see you in the paint shop in just a moment. But I won't see you in the paint shop. I'll see you back here when we're throwing all the body panels back on. Get this put away. Let's go and get some bits repaired. So I only managed to actually repair the trunk and the hood. Everything else had to be bought. So let's get it all back on. Now, there's the beautiful hood. Let's get on the front bumper for the first time. And no headlights. Maybe they have to go in after the wings. I'm not sure. On with the wing. On with the wing. And, oh, yeah, now I can see the headlight slot. So in with the headlights. Little bug-eyed front there. Quite like that. In with the windshield. On with the door. And then the door mirror. In you go. What else have we got? Rear bumper. Massive rear bumper there. Absolutely huge. The trunk, which we managed to repair on the Yugo, and then we've got left tail light and right tail light, and we can't forget that rear window that I forgot when I was tearing it apart. On with the door, and then on with the wing mirror. That is basically it. We'll quickly throw this interior in. I have kept it standard, just what it was asking for. Nothing special on this one. I wasn't quite sure what to do with it, what to match it. Whether it was pretty dark. No, they match well. You've got the darks up here with the fabric in there matching the seats as well. So that's pretty good. Let's get on some license plates. Let's have a look. I went for acid bath license plates. These come in a set. I'll find out what they are and I'll put the link in the description below. But they're virtual mechanic e-sport plates, being a little electric sports car that we were working on today. More of a roadster, but a roadster definitely didn't fit in there. Let's just double check that's everything. 94. What am I missing on the body? Let's figure that one out. I must be missing something. I really don't know what it should be. So let's double check. Not here. I don't want to go there. I want to go in my inventory. Come out of there. Into my inventory. Body panels. Oh, the engine cover, of course. I forgot about the engine cover. There we go. On you go. Sadly, it does cover up the engine, or the motor. It's not an engine, it's a motor. But there we go. That should all be at 100%, 100%, 100%, 100%. And let's head over to the paint shop and see if there are any liveries to go with this one. Sadly, there are absolutely zero liveries for this one, which is an absolute shame. So let's go in and let's start looking at some colours. What factory colours on there? Nice pearl yellow. That's actually not bad. Black, red, blue, white, and a silver. I quite like the yellow, but I don't want it in pearl. So let's go on to yellow. Actually, a matte chrome, no. Chameleon, no. Matte chameleon, gloss, solid, metallic, pearl. I'm definitely thinking a matte colour. Let me just play around with a few of these options, see where we end up, see what I like. I'll join you back in a moment when we'll discuss where we finished it. It will be yellow. Just what type of yellow, I'm not sure. I'll see you in just a second. This is what I've gone for. This is a matte yellow with the brightness set down to 75. Quite a nice looking colour. I've got to think about a few things I'm going to be doing. The brake, didn't mean to click in there. The brake calipers will probably be yellow matching that. And probably some opened black rims. You see as much through it as we can as possible. And to be fair, there's a lot of black accents on the outsides of this, although they are sort of plasticky black, not really full black, which is a shame. But it does give me the option to black out a few bits in there. And probably the engine, the motor definitely goes at the back of this one underneath the engine cover, which I can't lift up. But probably going to be black and yellow in there as well. Probably going to end up with a lot of black and yellow on this one with some silver parts thrown in for good measure. That's my plan. Time to get some things painted, get the car back on the lift, and then we can start reassembly. Finished all the painting. Let's get some of this suspension reassembled. So we've got the shocks in black and the springs in yellow for a lovely black and yellow combination there. They look absolutely great. We've also got the rear set as well, slightly fatter springs, slightly more opened up, looking pretty good. Let's get some of this on the car. I've already got a few bits, as you can see, the non-paintable parts already on there. Let's start getting the rest of this in. The front cross member is in a black. Let's just throw these rubber bushings in while we're here. So this is to coincide with the black and yellow combination, obviously. You've seen the shock already, mostly black with a tiny splash of yellow just sitting up there. And then we've got the lower suspension arm in yellow, looking absolutely great. Fantastic on there. And then we've got the brake caliper also in yellow. It doesn't quite match that yellow. It is ever so slightly different. That's just the way the brake calipers build, which is a bit unfortunate, but that is what it is. Black center hub, just for a splash more color up here. There's your black and yellow combination at the front. Looking pretty sweet. We've done all of these batteries in performance parts. We need to throw all of these in. I won't do all of that now. We are here more about the suspension at the moment. So let's get this rear axle housing on in black, looking pretty sweet. Then we've got the upper suspension arm also in black here. There's no upper suspension arms at the front, so they don't go in. And then the bottom ones are in the yellow, so you've still got that black and yellow combination that you've got from the front end without a central piece in there. We get that shock in as well, looking great. And then we can get the rest of this all buttoned up, looking absolutely fantastic. Once this is all finished, I will then get the other side done, get all of the battery parts in, and then we'll move on to getting that engine bay finished off, looking absolutely lovely, ready for the new motor to go in its black and yellow glory. Hopefully this is going to be pretty sweet. That's all we can do with the rear end because we can't put the drive axles in until we've got that motor in. So I'm going to crack on and get all of this finished off. I'll meet you back in a moment when we'll go and check out the engine bay and see what we've got going in there. That's all the suspension finished in the black and yellow, looking absolutely fantastic if you ask me. I really like how that's turned out. It is looking great, but we're not here for that now. We're now here to get this engine bay sorted out. So let's start throwing all of this back in with the radiator and the fan housing cover there. Brake servo, coolant reservoir, windscreen, washer reservoir, and then the, click all the way down. Try that again. Then the ABS pump and the ABS module on you go. Nice. Not a lot in this engine bay. It'll be finished very quickly. We've got the ECU up here. Nice and simple. And then the fuse box, which I have done in a black. And the reason I've done this one in black is because this one, if I show you, sits on the yellow side of the engine bay there. So we'll get that one filled up in a minute. What I do need to do is run around the back and get that battery placed in just there. In you go. I did remember to pick it up. So I'll get this done. I'm going to get on and finish this fuse box, get all these fuses in here, and then we'll go and build that lovely electric motor ready to get it dropped back in. See all the colour that is on there? It is obviously, as you can imagine, very black and yellow. Suspension and engine bay are finished. Let's go build out that lovely Proton ER engine. Let's get it all together, starting with the central housing in a lovely yellow. Look at that, looking pretty good on there. We'll go with the stator next. Can't be painted. In you go. And then the rotor that also can't be painted. And then we've got the end rear housing in the black. Looking pretty good. Lots of bolts on this one. Let's get around here and get all of these bolts tightened up. Get this lovely motor finished and dropped in to the electric roadster. Then we've got the front end housing cover in the yellow on top of there. On you go. In. Then the charger. That is in a silvery finish because that is quite a good performance part. I just wanted that one to stand out a little bit more. AC compressor in black. There, as you can see, it's a very black and yellow theme going on here. Then we've got the bracket support also in silver because why not? I quite like that silver. And then the power electronic controller in the yellow is a slightly different yellow, slightly different material, so that's why that's come out. We need to get all of these bits inside. Everything inside here is yellow. Not that it's going to matter because there is a lid that goes on top of this and covers it up. But as I was painting, I didn't quite know where everything went. So I was like, okay, well, these can all be yellow then. And then we'll see where they end up. So they are all in here, all hidden in, well, not hidden right now, but they're all in that beautiful yellow. And then this lid goes on top in the black. And now you can't see all of that yellow that I spent ages painting. So there we go. That's that. Then we just got the cables to go. One there and one there. All in yellow, lots of performance parts on that one. I'm going to grab some pictures and we'll get it dropped into the electric roadster and we will nearly be finished. I'll see you in just a moment. It's now time to get the electric motor dropped in. Let's get it off the stand and let's get it thrown into the back of the electric roadster. In you go, on you go. Let's get that crane put away. Take a quick look at it. He says I can't because of how high up it is. There we go. Looking pretty sweet in there. We've got a few bits to go in. I need to go down for the gearbox and a few bits like that. But before we do that, I need to get that engine cover plonked back on there so I don't forget it. Let's get you dropped down and let's get that gearbox in. And then we're going to have to drop it back down and swap out a few parts and things like that. But it is what it is. So let's go in with the gearbox. On you go in a silver. Looking pretty sweet, I think. On you go in there, and then we can get these drive axles in from here. I'm definitely at the wrong place to screw that one up. Try that again. And the other drive axle in there. On you go, and then the rest of this I need to get in the engine bay to sort out. So I'll get all of this finished. We'll get some wheels on. We'll get that windscreen tinted just a tiny little bit. There isn't much to go, and that back window done. And then we'll be outside in the sun with this beautiful electric roadster all finished. I'll see you outside in just a little while. Here we are then, all finished with the Autotutto Lavetino or something along those lines. Anyway, the electric roadster has been a lot of fun working on this one. Finished in this stunning black and yellow combination. You can see I've gone for black rims on there. They are the rim at number 2. Very nice looking indeed. And if we squeeze down in front of them there, these aren't standard sizes. These are adjusted ever so slightly. So the fronts here, these are a 19-inch with a 205 width. And a 40 profile on there. No ET needed to bring them out anywhere at all. Looking pretty good though. Rim 2s at the back still. These at the rears though, these are a 20-inch rim. with a 235 width and a 35 profile. Just sort of enough to fill out them wheel wells, make them fill out enough. I have obviously put slicks on them, although I'm not expecting anything major from the electric motor in here today. But we will see. It's just stunning. That engine cover there, covering up the engine. And as I found out while I was trying to take a photo, almost impossible to get a nice angle of that engine there. But anyway, I think it looks great inside. Let's get that one closed back down. It won't let me. There we go. Try that one again. And obviously the engine bay in here, not much visible, just the sort of basics. Can't do much with them. And then the fuse box there does still look great, though. Let's jump in this one and check out the interior. We will start it, but I'll show you why there's no point in just a second. There's a lovely interior in here, looking absolutely fantastic. What a great design. Not 100% sure what this is based off. I'm sure it is the Tesla Roadster or whichever model Tesla that is, but I'm not sure. But anyway, this is what happens when you try to start the electric motors. I still like the noise, but not in the same way you'd think. That's it. That's all you get. Just that tiny little thing shows you that everything works. You can't rev it. There's no acceleration or anything like that. So let's jump out of this one. Let's head over to the dyno and see what horsepower this little electric motor has got. Here we are then on the dyno with the Proton ER engine in my Autotutto Lavetino, or the electric roadster as I've been calling it. 326 factory horsepower. How much have we added today with performance parts? 199 horsepower. A gain of 61%. That's a lot more than I was anticipating. That's very good. Bringing our total horsepower up to 525. Hopefully this might be able to do something good on the track. Not that I'm actually fully expecting something good on the track, but that is quite a good horsepower from the electric vehicle. But let's see the tuning setup for this one. There it is. 0.85 is actually 0.9 is the best I can get out of it. So let's just put that back up to 0.9. Save that, apply that one. Let's head over to the track and see what speed we can get out. This says 470. I don't see it quite getting that high, but let's find out. Here we are then on the speed track with the little electric roadster. Let's just go, and no background noise on this one. Very bizarre. You can hear the wheels spinning. This is what I don't like about electric cars. There's no sound, but that's accelerating very well, really. There's 150 coming up to 200 kilometers an hour. There it is. Smashing through the 250. There it is. Can we get up to 300? There's 300. Can we get to 350? Come on, little car. You can do it. Come on, you little electric roadster. You can do 350, I'm sure. There it is, 360. Come on, you can do it. There's 360. 362. That ticked over to 362 kilometers an hour from our little electric roadster. Here we are then, all finished with the Autotutto Lavetino, or Lavetino, or however you want to pronounce that. Our little yellow electric roadster. I love it. 362 kilometers an hour is a lot better than I anticipated. It is 57th in the speederboard. Should I say tied 57th? And it is tied with the Smith & Parker Old Daddy T, the Paul Walker Evo 7, and the Liberty Walk BMW M4, all reaching 362 kilometers an hour in their petrol engines. This is a little electric motor, and it got the same speed as all of them. So that's very, very impressive. I do love how this car looks, though. It does look absolutely incredible. It is a beautiful model. Very well put in for the game. A good DLC, giving the electric cars in there. We do like a little electric cars. That badge at the back looks strangely from the distance a bit like the Alfa Romeo badge, but never mind. That is what it is. This one was fun. I have enjoyed it, but let's jump into some facts and figures. As you saw at the beginning, we paid $35,083 for this car when we bought it. It wasn't in the best condition. It was pretty bad, but I spent $49,893 buying everything I need, painting the car, all the things like that to get this one finished. All the performance parts that are in that engine, the performance brakes, all things like that. So our total spend is $84,976. Can we still make a profit out of this one, considering we were 2,000 something down at the beginning? Let's jump in and have a look. So we know it's pretty good. It's all finished, all up to 100%. We got it from the auction house, and it now, for some reason, hasn't registered the power savings again. I don't know. It does that, especially with the electric motors every now and then, but it does have 525 horsepower in there now. It was a gain of 61%. How much can we sell this one for? 135,649. That's pretty good. Take away our 84,976. leaves us a profit of 50,673. That's very good profit from the little electric roadster. I am very, very happy with that, but it is time to say goodbye. Let's get this one sold. Off you go, a little roadster. You're a lot of fun. I definitely enjoyed working on that. What have we got up next? Let's jump in and find out. That's right. This is another classic. This is the Hudson Hornet. This one is a beautiful car. I have been looking forward to getting stuck into this one for such a long time. This one itself is the drag edition. No engine in there. I didn't actually know that at the time. But this one is modded in by Rocker 2012 with the help of Payne and French Toast. Obviously, French Toast for the liveries, Payne for the actual mod. But this one looks absolutely insane. I cannot wait to get stuck into this one. It is the Drag Racing Edition. We did get it from the auction house where we actually got a good deal, only by 301 credits, but I bought it for 19,057. I could sell it for 19,358 and make the smallest profit I would have made on this channel, but at least it would have been profit. I have lost money a couple of times. This one at the moment has the V8 double overhead cam CGM engine in it. We could swap it out for any one of these options. I will be making my next video this coming Sunday. So you've got today, Friday, and Saturday to leave me a comment with which engine you would like out of these ones here to be swapped into this one. I know French Toast likes to take part. He normally tries to make me pick something random and weird, but with valid reason. He always gives a reason in. So get some votes in. Which engine would you like to see in my drag edition Hudson Hornet? Do you want me to keep it the same as it is? Do you want me to swap it out for a mag engine or a 2-carb supercharged? Let me know in the comments below. You guys will decide. Fingers crossed. Hopefully, if you leave comments, which engine will be popping in this one the next time. But that is the end for today's video. Look at that interior. The wood paneling in there looks absolutely stunning. This mod is great. Anyway, this is the end of today's video. I hope you all have enjoyed this one. Please consider clicking that subscribe button, leaving me a comment telling me which engine you'd like to go in this one. Maybe even clicking the like button if you enjoyed this video. But thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.